The life you're living right now is a reflection of the choices that you've made, whether it's been consciously or subconsciously. These are the same three choices I made many years ago that have helped me to create a truly incredible dream life and earn millions of dollars through sales. And today I'm going to share them with you. Let's dive in. My name is Ryan. Welcome to the Street Leadership Channel, where we empower leaders to overcome adversity, increase their revenue, and scale their business. The first choice is the most important choice. What is it that you really want in this life? Most people are living a life that's given to them rather than a life that they went and created. You are ultimately the creator of your own destiny, whether you realize that or not. Most people don't take the time to really sit down with themselves and ask the question, what do I want my life to look like? Who do I want to become? What kind of income do I want to have? What's the job that I want to be working? What's the impact that I'm making in people's lives? For me, this was a powerful tool that I learned many, many years ago, actually from one of my mentors, Tony Robbins, was, you almost have to put yourself as like a kid on Christmas. And if you could have anything you wanted in your life, you ask a kid, what do they want for Christmas? And they'll tell you they want a horse and a swimming pool. And matter of fact, they want 2 horses, right? They have no limits in what they're willing to ask of life. But as we get older and we become more mature, we start to put limitations on ourselves for what we think is possible. And so the first most important thing you have to do, to choose what you want is, I encourage you to write it down. What are those things that you want in your life? If you could have anything you wanted in your life, what would it be? Where would you want to live? What type of car would you be driving? How much money would you be making? You want to make it as clear as possible. You don't want to just say, I just want to earn a bunch of money, but I want to earn $5 million in the next 5 years. Or I want to be driving a black Lamborghini, or I want to have a 5,000 square foot house, and the more specific that you can get with this, what happens is you start to be able to envision it and start to see it in your mind as if it's already started to happen. The second choice you're going to have to make is, what are you willing to do in order to get it? What sacrifices are you willing to make? What bad habits are you willing to give up? What new habits are you willing to form? Ultimately, you get to decide how you're going to act and what you're willing to do. For me, one of the toughest decisions I had to make was to fight to get custody of my kids. But it started with making the choice that I wanted my kids and I wanted to be a part of their life, and they had been taken from me. And I had a lot of bad habits at that time. And I realized that the only way for me to be able to get them back was I had to make some sacrifices within myself. I needed to give up some bad habits. I needed to give up drinking and doing drugs. And I had to start forming some new habits. And sobriety was one of those things. I needed to start going to AA meetings. I needed to surround myself with people who, maybe were living a better life. And as a result of that, it ended up leading to me getting full custody of my kids. Whatever it is for you, you got to be honest with yourself and make the choice that you need that's going to move you closer to that outcome. The third choice that you have to get to make is, what are you going to let stop you? I'll give myself as an example. When I made the decision I wanted my kids back and I was willing to make these changes, I had a lot of adversity that came in my way. When I decided to give up, drinking and the drugs and fight to be a part of their life, it was at the end of 2019. And I was having supervised visitation that was done. And in 2020, they shut down the courts and they shut down all the visitation. And so I was faced with this adversity and this obstacle of, what am I doing this for? I don't even get to see my kids. The courts aren't open. And I could have chosen to let that stop me and reverted back to old behavior, or I could choose that, no matter what, I'm just going to keep on going. Whenever you decide that you want something, there's going to be adversity that comes your way. Maybe you're going to have car problems. You're going to have financial problems. Maybe you're going to have relationship problems. You're going to have things that come up that are going to try to knock you off course. And what happens is, when these adversities come up, a lot of people let these adversities feel like failures, and they end up quitting and they end up giving up. And ultimately, the only way that you're going to fail is by quitting, because you made a decision in the beginning that this was what I wanted, and these were the changes and what I was willing to do in order to achieve it. Why would you let something stop you in the pursuit of it? The most important choice you can make is to keep pushing forward, even when adversity comes your way. You might have to find alternative ways. You might have to get creative and try a different approach, but eventually you're going to find a way to get the thing that you set out to in the beginning. But you just got to keep on going. If you're interested in getting started with us and coming to work with me personally, click the link below and you'll be able to join our team. We have multiple positions across the US open, and we would love to have you a part of our team and to be a part of your journey. These are the 3 choices that I've been able to use over and over and over again in my life. And it's led to me winning full custody of my kids. It's led to a beautiful relationship. It's led to earning millions of dollars in sales and starting a second company. It's led to being able to travel the world. If I had let other people's limitations fall on me, I wouldn't have had any of those things. And instead, I'm living a life that most people dream about. And you can too. But it starts with making the decision of what it is that you truly want. What are you willing to do to pursue it? And make a decision that you're not going to let anything get in the way. And if you can do those 3 things, I promise you can have the life you've always dreamed of. I've had the privilege of being mentored by some of the greatest people in the world. One of those is Tony Robbins, and I want to be able to do the same for you. And that's why I've created all these videos. So go ahead and watch the next one that's on your screen and let me guide you to the life of your dreams.